The question of the day: have studios given up on cinematic universes? Remember way back in the day when everyone was doing a cinematic universe? Scooby-Doo cinematic universe. Frickin' you got the MCU, the DCEU, the Monsterverse, the Dark Universe. Everything's universe, dude. What the hell? And they were probably all gonna end in like the multiverse. Godzilla from a different dimension. Oh, you're not Godzilla, I'm Godzilla. It felt like back in the day, every studio in the world was trying to do it. And now people are kind of avoiding it. The MCU is in shambles. The DCU is non-existent. The Monsterverse is just Monster Godzilla and King Kong. And the Dark Universe is probably the most epic failure of an experiment since the frickin' Tethered from Us. Why is it that studios seem to, for some reason now, being off the train? The hype is done. They don't want to do it. I think there are multiple reasons, but just like everything, the main one comes down to money. Good old cash, baby. Hollywood loves cash. Because in order to be a cinematic universe, you have to establish films first. You have to make films that are probably expensive and that you have to like build up to something. Marvel had it easy because they had properties things we're already interested in. Yeah, sure, Iron Man was a bit of an unknown C-list superhero at the time. People liked Captain America, people liked Hulk, people were interested in Thor. All of those films weren't necessarily hard to get people invested in, right? But the Monsterverse, that one was tough. When they came out with frickin' Dracula Untold, there have been a million Dracula films. Why should I care about this one? On top of the fact, it wasn't that good. It actually did pretty good. It did pretty good, actually. Budget was $70 million and it made $217. That's pretty good, actually. Good job, Dracula Untold. But the problem is when it comes time to do that multiple times, okay, let's look at The Mummy. I know The Mummy flopped for sure. Damn, The Mummy did good too. What the hell? Why didn't the Dark Universe happen? It made like double, it made like 400 million. But you see, the point is, cinematic universes are expensive to set up. Everyone wants to get to the big team up films, and we saw that in DC. DC just rushed out. They said, Man of Steel, okay, and then we can just jump in 3 of them. We got Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and then just throw in the rest. It's fine. No one cares. Turns out people cared, because when you don't develop Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman in their own right, people won't be as invested. Sure, people were invested in Superman and Batman. Wonder Woman doesn't really do anything in Batman vs. Superman to get you invested. Things kind of start to get messy. And then from there, you're already on a track of course correction. Like I said, Dracula Untold and The Mummy, they did good financially, but critically, a lot of people didn't like those films. And when you're like, okay, we have to do that X amount of times again before we can get to Dracula Untold versus the Tom Cruise Mummy, that sounds like a daunting task. It's an expensive task, and you have to be hitting that budget, that profit, almost every single time. Look at Marvel. Forever, up until, past No Way Home, Marvel was just banging out profits every movie. $800 million, billion, $600 million, $900 million, $1 billion. Those movies were making so much money, they could do no wrong. And I think that's kind of why the trend of cinematic universes has slowed down a bit, because studios are scared of the commitment, It's like when you start dating a nice young woman, a nice young lass, and you take her out on a nice date. It's an expensive date, okay? You take her to Mastro's, you take her to frickin' Dave & Buster's, you get the Max card at Dave & Buster's, cha-ching! And then the date goes bad, and she doesn't even like you, but she's like, okay, I'm down for some reason, don't ask why, analogies are hard. I'm down for some reason to do this again, maybe like 3 times a month for the next 5 years. That's a daunting task. You're not going to want to do that. Your bank can't do it. If you slip up once, you can't afford Dave & Buster's, you can't afford Mastro's, your girl's gonna leave you. And also there is the whole aspect of getting the actors on board, because I feel like actors nowadays too don't want to sign these big like 7 movie contracts. It was a little easier back in the day, back in the uncharted waters, unnavigated seas. You could sign Chris Evans to a 9-picture deal. You could do something like that. Nowadays, actors who, again, are skeptical on superheroes because we're not sure where the future is going to go. Cinematic universes, actors are getting skeptical. I'm sure it's not an easy sell to be like, hey, Bob Schmo, Why don't you sign up for 6 movies? Frankenstein Unleashed, baby. You want to play Frankenstein Unleashed for the next 10 years? Why don't you do it? That sounds tough. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. I make a new video every single day. I'm really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Please consider. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.